Alright, this video is called, well, it's basically about black girls' attitudes in general. The last video I did was about a black girl's or woman's attitude towards black men, but this is attitude in general. Now, we all know that when people tend to talk about black girls or black women, they tend to say that we have a bad attitude. And I'm basically going to be talking about my experience and about myself. Now, with me, okay, I can honestly say that yes, quite a few black girls do have an attitude. And what I find is, with me, do I have an attitude? To a certain extent. When I say this, I mean, I don't go out looking for trouble. It's usually trouble that looks for me. Now, I don't want trouble to be looking for me. You know, I just want to get on with my life. But if someone wants to start something with me, then it's on. That's just me. Like, if someone said something I don't like, or try to be intimidating in some way, then I'm going to defend myself. And what I've realized is that a lot of people can't take the fact that, especially a female, can't take the fact that a female defends herself so aggressively, I guess. And I think with black women, or with girls, we're not afraid to speak our minds. What I've noticed with a lot of white girls especially, they tend to sugarcoat everything, you know. They'll say everything indirectly. But if you ask a black woman or black girl something, they'll tell you straight up, no sugarcoat, no nothing. And you could say that we're kind of insensitive when it comes to stating our opinion about something. I don't know. So that's where I think people say that I have an attitude, because I'm not afraid to speak my mind. If someone asked me something, if someone said, oh, do you like me? I'm going to tell them whether I like them or not. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. And you could say that I'm insensitive, I don't know, but, you know, that's just my personality. And I can see where people find that to be intimidating, because they're not expecting that from someone. Like, people ask questions but don't expect to get a negative feedback. And I think with black girls, from my experience, okay, I'm going to tell you from my experience, there was this time where I got into it, like I had an argument with this girl, and she happened to be white, and she started the argument. She said something I didn't like, so I was like, what do you mean, you know, why did you say that? And she couldn't explain herself properly, and because I don't know, the way that she was coming across was just making me annoyed by the second. And I don't need to shout to get my opinion across, but because I defended myself so well, it seemed like I was very intimidating, and she started crying, and it looked like I was the bad person when she started it. And I know a lot of black girls who have been in the same situation, where they get into a fight with a girl and then she starts crying, and then they end up being the black girl with the bad attitude, when in fact the other girl started it. And the fact that we defend ourselves quite well, some of us do, a lot of people can't take that, you know. So Yeah, but I do think that the attitude does have to be sorted out, because it's not very nice. Like, who would want to hang around someone who just bitches and complains all the time and just being rude for no apparent reason? And sometimes I tell my friends when they're being rude, and then they try and get rude to me, and I'm like, hey, I'm just telling you that the way you might not want to come across in a bad way, but being an insider looking in, you might be seen as intimidating in the way that you come across. And yeah, there has been times where people think I'm aggressive in the way that I come across, because there's certain things that I wouldn't just let slide by. Like, yeah, I'm not someone who just lets stuff slide by. And when people get to know me, I'm just like any other teenager. I'm really nice and whatever. And I'm not stush. I don't think I am anyway. And like, there's a lot of black girls that I hang around, like, they're like me. They're very friendly when it comes to meeting new people. But if the person was to piss them off, they're not going to react nicely to it. And yeah, a lot of people can't deal with that. That's basically my experience and what I think about the matter about black women, black girls having attitudes. But yeah, I do think there are some black women who generally do have a bad attitude and need to sort it out, because, you know, it's not doing anything for us. But then there's black girls like myself who aren't rude to people for no reason. But if someone was to cause trouble, I'm like a chihuahua, yeah? Or I'm like a small dog who minds its own business. But if someone tries to attack me, I'll bite onto them and I won't let go until they scream. You know, I know it sounds kind of weird, but that's just me. If you don't want me to state my opinion on something, or you don't want me to, I don't know, make you feel intimidated, don't attack me. And, you know, that's why, I don't know, call me racist or whatever, but that's why sometimes I'm very reluctant to make friends with a few white girls, because if I was to get into it with them, I know for sure I'd be seen as the bad one, because from my experience, they tend to cry to get themselves out of difficult situations, whereas I don't need to do that to get myself out of difficult situations. But they either cry, and then everyone feels sorry for them, and because I don't need to do that, I'm seen as the bad one. But yeah, that's just my opinion, and you can say whatever, you can reply and tell me what you think from your experience or whatever. But yeah, I was watching something not too long ago, and it just made me think about it.